Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a cover art like this from scratch. Now before we get into the video, if you guys do want to go ahead and check out my website, I will be using my mixed media pack and also my adjustment pack. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and open up Photoshop. You want to create a new file. You want to make sure the document size is 3000 by 3000 pixels and 300 resolution pixels per inch. Put the background to black and create. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab your images. Now I have these images in a folder right here. I'm going to leave this down below in my Discord, so make sure you guys do join up. And yeah, so if you guys do want to follow along, I recommend using these. So I'm just going to drag and drop this image of Rob49 in. We're going to hit remove background here. All it does is literally just remove the background. Now once you have that done, you want to right click on it and you want to hit convert to smart object, and that will, you know, completely remove the background, so you're not like moving around with the background. It just makes it really like weird to work with. Now next thing you want to do is you want to hit Control T, and you know that will pop up with this little like grid here, and you want to hold Alt and you want to click on one of these points here. So I like to click on, you know, the right middle point here. I like to just scale up. I'm gonna put him like right in the middle here, like so. We're gonna rotate him as well. Just get a nice composition you like, and yeah, that looks good to me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and work on some adjustments here. Now if you guys do want to bypass this and, you know, get different looks and different styles, I do have a whole adjustment pack you guys can, you know, check out, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do this right quick. So to actually get adjustments, you want to go ahead and click on this button down here, this little semicircle, like, you know, kind of button, and you want to go to curves. This is what I usually, you know, start off with, and I like to make this little S shape kind of point here. So you just want to click and drag down on the left side, then on the right side you want to click and drag up, create this kind of S shape curve. Next thing we're going to get is brightness contrast. We're going to bring this up like 20 on each side, so like that. And then I'm gonna put a black and white filter on this. Now the reason I'm not using a gradient map is because black and white, like the actual filter, is a bit more cleaner than, you know, just the black and white gradient map. And I'm gonna do an exposure, bring the offset up to about 126, and then we're gonna bring the gamma correction down to about 40. And this is going to give us like a really clean dark kind of look here. And just to finish it off, I'm going to add another curve just to make it even darker and brighter as well, just like that. Now once you have this is like the little base here. Also you could like literally finish it up here, but we're gonna add a lot of more shit into it just to, you know, give it a little bit of sauce it up a little bit. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and create a new layer. So just this box down here with a plus, and you want to press B to get your brush tool, and over here this is your kind of color palette. If you press X you can switch between them, or you can just click on it and, you know, do whatever. But we're going to be using a white brush here, and to adjust the brush size, what you want to do is you want to hold Alt and you just want to right click, and you can go left and right or up and down to change the hardness, but left and right is to change the actual size. Now if you guys do forget that, you can just go up here and go up to size and, you know, just mess around with it. But we're gonna make a little small kind of brushes here, and we're gonna do like little glows down here just on the chain and on the watch as well. We're gonna put this to linear dodge add. Now if you guys don't know what I just did there, these are basically blend mode, so these just give different kind of looks to things. So like if you put the dissolve, it's going to do like this effect, but we're going to do linear dodge add, bring this down to about 25 because, you know, it's just clean. Alright, next thing I'm gonna do is I want to kind of blend him in with the background. So to do that, we're gonna create a new layer. We're gonna hold Alt in between these two layers. It's going to pop up with this little symbol with the arrow. We're just going to click on it, and we're going to press X to bring up our black brush, and we're just going to go around the edges like so, just around his head, around his body, just to kind of blend it in. Just brush around, doesn't really matter. And yeah, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a paper texture from Black Market. I do recommend getting these for, you know, covers and shit like that. They're really sick, and you know, especially for these dark kind of black and white covers that really bring it out. Now, you don't have to use Black Market. You can use any kind of paper texture you want. I just really like the lined kind of paper textures. You know, these are really sick. I can't really find them anywhere else, so you know, had to get the Black Market. But we're gonna put that to lighter color. This is the number 19 one as well, so but we're gonna put this to about 60%. Now I'm gonna add another couple, like another glow here to his face and to his watch and the pendant as well. We're gonna put this to overlay, just to kind of brighten out the areas a little bit more. Since we got the Black Market, you know, black paper texture, kind of darkens it out. But we're gonna erase, like, yeah, so we're just gonna erase like the right side of his face right here, the right side of his watch, and just like in the middle here, just kind of like the really overexposed areas. You don't want it to be too crazy. Like right here, you know, I'm just bringing out the darker areas. That's really all I'm doing. So once we have this all done here, we're gonna unlock the background here. So just click on this lock, and we're gonna hold shift. We're gonna click on top layer here, not on the black marker or any of these, just these layers. All right, these actual workable layers. All of these are classed as, you know, adjustments. Like, I'm just gonna group them here, and we're just gonna call them adjustments. All right, we don't need to touch those. So you want to click on the top layer, hold shift, go to the bottom layer. It's gonna create this little selection. What I do, Control J, Control E, Control A, Control J, and this will just, you know, give you the document here. But if you don't do the, you know, the whole like sequence there, you're gonna have like all of this, like, you know, you don't want that, right? Because when you try to move it, let me show you guys what it looks like. You're gonna have all of this, you know, you don't want that. So we're just gonna Control J again, just to be a bit safe. Right, we're gonna do filter, blur, motion blur. We're gonna put to 27 angle, minus 27 angle, and 180 pixels. It's gonna give us a really nice motion blur. And I'm gonna make this a bit bigger as well, so just Control T, hold out like I said before, and you just want to scale like this. Go to lighter color, and we're gonna create a layer mask. So this little box with a circle in it is called a layer mask, and what this does is it allows us to kind of erase without, you know, fully committing to it. So we could like disable it, and yeah, but yeah, we're just gonna erase that part there. Probably bring the fill down a little bit. Now I'm gonna merge these layers back again, and I'm gonna transform it again. So Control T, right click, go to vertical. We're gonna like rotate it like a little bit. Hold Alt, click on the, you know, the right little point here. We're gonna scale out a little bit like this, bring it up, and what we're gonna do now is kind of create like a textured kind of look, just with the image. Like, we don't have to do anything crazy with this. So we're gonna put this to linear dodge add, and we're gonna create a layer mask like before. And basically with the black brush selected, we're just gonna erase like the face definitely, and then kind of just like erase down here. Like, you want to just cycle through the black and white brush so you can like bring things back in and kind of just create these little textured kind of looks here. You can see like it turns out really fire. But yeah, you just want like a faded kind of textured look here. You don't want it to be too visible, but yeah, something like that is really sick. Now the next kind of texture I'm gonna add is from my mixed media pack. If you guys do want to go ahead and check it out, feel free to. But yeah, this is the kind of texture from my mixed media pack. We're gonna have it like right here, and you can do this with like any texture. Like, it doesn't really matter what texture you use. You can use anything you want. And I just like to do this like this, like a little random thing. You don't have to do this at all, but I just like it. It's really nice. So we're gonna put this blend mode to subtract, and we're gonna create another layer mask, and we're just gonna erase like the face area, like so, maybe around here. Gonna add this monster kind of texture, put that to hard mix. We're gonna bring the fill down, and we're gonna create another layer mask, just erase like different parts. And you can already see like it gives like a really sick kind of texture. Like all these textures in my pack, you know, to give really sick kind of looks. Now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna work on the text. So the font I'm gonna be using for the text is called Impact. You know, it's just a basic ass font, but it looks really sick in this kind of case. Like these really dark kind of look cover arts, you know, a nice bold font looks really fire. But yeah, we're just gonna have it like right here, like so. Duplicate it. We're gonna kind of scale it down, and we're gonna put Rob49 up here. Bring it down like a little bit, and that is the whole kind of like text I do. Like really simple kind of thing, but yeah, we're gonna have it like right here. You can adjust it, kind of mess around with it. You don't have to do the same fonts or whatever, you know, you can kind of customize it however you want. Now next thing I'm gonna add is this car right here, which is the Ferrari. I don't even know which Ferrari this is, but so we're gonna remove the background here, and yeah, we're just gonna convert to a smart object like we did before. Scale it up like a little bit, bring it down here, rotate it, boom, have it like that. We're gonna bring this down. We're gonna put we're gonna go up to filter, and we're gonna put Gaussian blur, put it like 12. We're gonna keep the same. We're gonna create a new layer, create a clipping mask like before, and we're just gonna, you know, make a little shadow here. We're just gonna erase like the top half of it. We're gonna bring the fill down a little bit. We're gonna even make this a bit bigger. Now we're gonna bring the building in right here. So this is the kind of tedious part. We're gonna have to, you know, cut this whole kind of skyline out, I guess, this whole like horizon. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut this part out and just do it, you know. But if you guys don't know how to cut things out, you know, I'll show you guys. So you want to grab your pen tool here, and basically what you do is you create different points. So, you know, you can create points like this, but what you want to do is you want to click and hold on a point like this, so you can like curve it. So you just want to like adjust it to the curve, and then with this little kind of like stem, I guess, you want to hold Alt, drag it back to this point, and then you can, you know, go back. You know, you can go straight wherever you want to go, because if you just leave it like that, you know, it's gonna like curve like this. All right, so just keep that in mind when you're doing this. It's pretty tedious, but it's easy. Like, all right, so once you get to this point where you're at the end of your selection, if you're a beginner, you're probably wondering like, what do you do? All you have to do is literally just come outside of the document, just go around the rest of the image, and just link it back up to the very starting point. You want to right click, make selection, and you kind of want to put a radius. We're going to put a feathering radius on this. I like to put like 3. This just softens it out a little bit, just so it's not so harsh. Now I'm going to turn this into a smart object. We're going to do a blur here, Gaussian blur. We're going to put this to about 6, like so. Bring this behind the car, and yeah, we're gonna create a clipping mask like before. You know, same thing, just add like black shadows here. You can bring the fill down like a little bit, and what we're gonna do is basically go behind the buildings right here. So create a new layer behind the buildings, make it a little bit big. We're gonna do like this kind of thing. Bring the fill down, create a new layer, bring it back up above everything, and we're gonna do like a kind of bussin' ass glow right here. Put that to overlay. Bring the fill down. By the way, fill and opacity are the same thing until it comes to text. Like, it doesn't really matter which one you use. You know, I'm just a fill kind of guy, you know. Now we're gonna do the same thing we did before, you know, where we merged our layers, kind of create this kind of textured look here. So you're gonna hold shift like before, go down to the bottom layer here, so just this layer before, you know, all that bullshit. And then we're gonna control J, control E, control A, control J. We're gonna flip this horizontal, and we're just gonna scale out. So we're not gonna hold shift, we're just gonna scale out to the right. We're gonna put this to about linear or lighter color. You just want to erase kind of like the middle parts here. I'm gonna keep like the corners, you know, like over here as well, you know, whatever's over there. I'm gonna keep that. We're just gonna control J this. We're gonna flip this horizontal. I'm just gonna drag it over just so we can get like a cool little effect. Boom. Alright, now we're gonna select these, we're gonna merge them, and we're gonna duplicate them again, and we're gonna flip horizontal. This time we're gonna hold Alt, and we're gonna scale up like this. Put the lighter color, and just erase, you know, the middle again and the Ferrari. Now this is gonna give like giving us like a crazy kind of look here, like, and we're just gonna keep on doing this. Like, this is what I like to do, you know, with my cover arts. I like to like kind of spam it. We're just gonna do counterclockwise here. You know, you can do whatever you want. Lighter color, just same shit, just erase like the middle. Merge again, clockwise. You know, this is just like, you know, just what I'd be doing, bro. And yeah, we get this like really sick kind of like overlapping kind of texture effect here, all from literally just like doing bullshit. All right, now the next kind of last thing I'm gonna do is add this smoke. We're just gonna add this, kind of scale up a little bit, have it in the corner here, and we're gonna put this to like a lighter color. Bring the fill down to about 10ish, and then we're gonna duplicate it, bring it up, rotate it like this, have it in the left corner here. We're gonna put this to 20%, and we're gonna put a little blur on it like that, a little 6%. And yeah, now to add on to this, add on to, you know, the kind of, you know, fucking grain kind of effect, we're gonna do our own custom kind of grain. So you want to click on the little adjustment circle here, go to solid color, just pick like a random gray color. Doesn't really matter as long as it's gray. Doesn't matter if it's like light gray or dark gray, just like try to get like in the middle. All right, go to noise, convert, and then just copy these settings, and we're gonna put this to like soft light, and you can literally see already it's giving us like this really clean effect here. And yeah, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna merge these kind of top layers here with smoke, merge all of that. We're gonna scale this down like this, and we're gonna go behind this layer. We're gonna switch to the black brush, so down here, and we're gonna hit Alt backspace, and that's just gonna give us like this black background. And we're just gonna, you know, it kind of creates this little border for us. All right, and yeah, next thing you can do is add your parental advisory. You know, you just want to scale it down. You don't want to be like, with this, there's really no rules with it. You can put wherever you want. I just don't recommend putting it in like directly in the corner, because on DSPs and shit it curves, and you know, it doesn't really look nice. But yeah, you don't want it to be too big either. Just have like a nice kind of, you know, nice size, right? A good decent size. Like that's pretty clean. Boom. Now, if you guys want help even further with the, you know, parental advisory, what I recommend you guys doing is clicking Control or, and this kind of, you know, grid pops up, and you just want to drag it down. You hold Shift when you drag it down. Basically, you want to go to the bottom of the layer or document, and you want to go up about 100, so 2900, and then same for the other side. You want to bring it in 2900, and then you can just line it up like so.